Jesus and the disciples crossed the lake from the side of the Gentiles to the side of the Jews. And when they got there, a man named Jairus, who was a ruler in the synagogue, threw himself before Jesus and said, "Jesus, my 12-year-old little girl is dying. Please come with me that she might be healed." So Jesus and his disciples followed him, and a huge crowd that had been waiting for Jesus went with them. And as they passed through the city, they passed by the house of a woman who had been sick with a bleeding disorder for 12 years. She had given of every penny that she had to every doctor that she could find to try to get better, with no luck. As a matter of fact, it even got worse. So when she heard that Jesus was coming into town, she thought to herself, if I could just get close to him, close enough to just touch his clothing, I might be healed. So when she saw the crowd, she fought her way to the front and got to Jesus and reached her hand out and touched the edge of his garment. And immediately she was healed. And Jesus stopped and said, "Who touched me?" And Peter, his disciple, looked at him like, "You're in a huge crowd. Everyone's touching you. What are you talking about?" And Jesus was like, "No, this was different. I felt power leave my body. Who touched me?" And when the woman realized she couldn't hide what she had done, she knelt before Jesus trembling and said, "It was me." And she told him everything. And Jesus looked at her and said, "Because of your faith, you have been healed. Go home. You're not going to be afflicted with this sickness anymore." And in that moment, a servant from Jairus' house showed up and said, "Jairus, don't worry about bringing Jesus to the house anymore. I'm sorry, but your daughter is dead." And Jairus was heartbroken, but Jesus looked at him and said, "Don't fear, just believe in me." And they continued to Jairus' house, where there were already mourners outside, crying and wailing over the death of his daughter. And Jesus looks at them and says, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys making all the fuss about?" And they're like, "'Cause his daughter died." He's like, "No, she's just sleeping." And he sends everyone home, and he goes inside with Jairus, his wife, and 3 of his disciples. And he goes to the girl and he says, "Get up." And she opens her eyes and she gets up and walks around as if nothing. And her parents are in awe. And Jesus tells them, "Get her something to eat. And don't tell anyone of what just happened here." But even still, the news spread like wildfire all throughout the area.